This is GerotheHero, and this is my review of Drifters Episode 7. So, there's an imminent attack by the Ends, and the Drifters kind of sense that there's something going wrong. Unluckily, the Elves get attacked fairly quickly, but Toyisha decides he has to go after Joan of Arc, and Yuichi will have to go after Gilles del Raiz. And at first, it looks like Toyisha is going to get burned by Joan of Arc's powers, but luckily Olemu protects him with her magic, and he comes up with a plan that he's going to use the magic that Olemu uses, which the only one that she knows how to do is to build barriers. So he comes up with a brilliant idea of launching himself toward Joan of Arc to a well that will counteract her fire powers, which actually works. He's about to behead her, and what we find out is we get a little flashback of what happened to her, and that basically the Ends are recruited when they're at their lowest. Whenever they give up, that's when the leader of the Ends shows up and recruits them. So she recruited Joan of Arc, and that's why she's in this situation. But Toisha as well decides to spare her because he finds out that she is a woman, and I don't know what will happen of that because I don't think she's just going to give up or change sides easily. But he decides that he cannot kill a woman and that she needs to not fight. And she, on the other hand, decides that she needs to explain that, she is a warrior, despite the fact that she is a woman, and that has nothing to do with it. So it was interesting. When we get back to Yuichi, he's trying to go toe-to-toe, which is kind of interesting that he's using a ranged weapon while the other guy's using a spear and a chain. They manage to match each other pretty well, but when Yuichi tries to fire on him, it's not really doing any effect. And eventually he gets captured with a chain, and the rest of the elves try to help by firing arrows, and nothing's working. And we think that Yuichi's going to get killed, but luckily the rest of the drifters show up, and the Wild Bunch uses their chain gun, which was surprisingly, they blow him to heck, and he gets blown apart in half. Still looks like he's going to survive, but luckily, I guess they damaged him enough that it kills him and also turns him to salt. But we get a little flashback that he wanted to serve Joan of Arc still, and he would have done anything. And of course, that's when he gets recruited by the Ends at his lowest point. At the end of this episode, we're introduced to the leader of the Ocarist, and he explains that he is there to support the Drifters and get rid of the Ends from this world. And that's how it ends. So we've reunited most of the Drifters, so we'll have to see what their next plan is. Hopefully it doesn't get like we're on side missions again, where they're just conquering random places. I hope the action keeps up. Maybe they'll start attacking other Ends. Overall, I thought it was a pretty good episode. I think it's a lot more action, a more solid episode than we've seen in the past episodes. It only took, 7 episodes to get to this point, to where they're actually fighting Ends versus Drifters. Hopefully we'll get more of the same. If not, it's going to be I don't know if this is going to be an up and down kind of show that, at the end of it, it's kind of an average show. Hopefully not. So, like always, comment below, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you next time.